$487 tab because he buys a bottle and leaves a $13 tip. And it brings up the issue. I contend there are way more people like Andre Roberson than there are, I don't know, good human beings. Or people that tip. How about that? Bad people can leave good tips. I've said it. Maybe I'm a sucker. It begins at 20%. I don't have the heart to leave less than 20%.
What if it's just terrible?
Doesn't matter. I can't do it. Swear to God. Can't do it.
See, I'm of the belief 20% is the standard, right? I will always tip 20% plus unless the service is just so terrible. Then I'll do 15.
You got to do 20%. I can't.
I agree, unless the service is just awful. I think that's fair, though.
But sometimes it's not the person's fault. What if the kitchen is screwed up or something? I don't know.
I'm sure there's been times where you've had terrible service and you know it's their fault.
No, that's fine. I still leave 20%. I can't, Mike. I'm telling you. No, David, you're cheap. There's a difference.
I am not cheap.
You are, David.
No, I am not cheap.
David, blood from a stone.
I am not cheap. I spend money on what I want to spend money on. Now, if it's bad service, you ain't getting nothing from me.
You got to give 20%.
You're not getting a thing from me.
You know
if
what?
my food was cold or it took forever to get my drink, you're not getting anything from me.
You know what? Here's the thing. It doesn't matter. Like 99.9% of people, there's there's good there, right? There's like a 0.01 where they're just terrible and they ought to be thrown into a dumpster.
Right.
But there's good in everybody.
Yes.
You just try to go, you know what? There's a lot of ways things can go sideways at a bar or a restaurant, whatever. Just leave the 20%.
Well,
come on.
Here's the thing. My wife worked at a restaurant before, so what she'll do is she'll look out for the person. She'll tell me, she says, you know what, you got to do something. So she's the better half, and she makes me tip.
You got to.
It takes a lot, though.
So time out. Andre Roberson signs the $30 million contract. You mean to tell me he's going to play by the same rules as the Hatchet Man?
No, not at all. Not at all. If everything should be 50% for him, he can do it.
I'm saying.
Man.
248-539-9797. Ticket texts are rolling in on this. Mike, agree you should tip on food service 20%. Great to good, 15% for acceptable. For drinks, it's at least $1 a piece. That's David. Stay home. Go to the store, grab a bottle, and drink at home, Andre. That's from Kyle. Matt Stafford walked into my girlfriend's Buffalo Wild Wings, bought 12 wings, tipped a $100 bill. Great guy. That's how it's done. When you've made $150 million, your wings should cost $100. That's how it works. That's a nice job. Wojo is 55? Oh, wow.
Again, I thought 56, 57. We'll have to confirm with
If you lined up Wojo against a wall and you put, like, age selections, I'd pick 64.
I don't think not many people would say he's under 60.
No. That's all the gin. It's pickled him. Number of people are guessing on who this person we work with who refuses to tip is. I've just said it. I don't care. I'll find out when they don't show up here anymore. They should be fired immediately. Who is it?
I don't think I can do that on the air.
No, I think you can.
And it's not a person that people would really the listeners would recognize anyway. So, but this is a person who has said this on air before during other people's shows. He's behind the glass guy.
The people deserve to know. The people deserve to know. Because, frankly, that person doesn't deserve an audience.
You know what? I'll just say it because I wouldn't say it if this person hadn't already said it on air, but he has said it many times.
Therefore,
Gunny.
Now, for those of you that are like me, you're in your mid-30s, and you were a fan of East Coast rap in the mid to late 90s, you may remember one of the top 20 MCs of all time, a gentleman named Big Pun. That's Gunny. Gunny is a very large human being. I mean, he looks like Big Pun. The only difference is he didn't release a platinum album called Capital Punishment. But Gunny is Big Pun.
And Big Pun tips. That's the difference,
too. Right. Except he died.
Well, dude, that's what I mean.
The point is, for Gunny he shouldn't work it.
And Mike Gunter's gone on air multiple times and said why he doesn't tip during producer shows. I think during Leach's show before he's done it.
You know what? I'll tell you whose fault that is. It's Jimmy Powers.
Jeez.
Powers allows it.
But again, how is that Powers' fault when that's Gunny's personal life?
How does he allow that type of human being on his staff to go on the air and say he doesn't tip? He should be banned from every place he orders food at.
Apparently he has run into some issues before.
Yeah. What a disgrace. Let's go over to John. I can't believe it. John, how are you?
What's up, brother? How are you?
What's the word, Johnny? What do you got?
I got some big news to drop on you.
Hold on, then let me do this then. I'm going to do this for you. Hold on, ready?
Okay.
Go ahead.
You heard it here first. Waited on Wojo a handful of times, and his tipping 1 out of 10, I'd have to say is like a 1.5.
Told you.
Ow.
I told you.
Wow.
I told you. He went to a friend's establishment, and he was El Cheapo. You've heard of El Chapo? El Cheapo. Johnny, thank you for backing me up.
Let me say something real quick.
Go ahead.
Let me say something real quick, too. Servers in the service industry understand that, like, some people raise families, and I feel like if you're a good server, you'll earn your 20% tip. If you do everything right, and if you're a personal person, you'll earn, the tip you'll get is what you deserve. But then again, there are those people out there that just stiff you just because.
All right, John, Andre Roberson. How many people? I think more than 50% of people are just like Andre Roberson of the Thunder. True or false?
Oh, man, that's 100% true.
There it is. See, you guys,
true.
Johnny, appreciate you backing me up. I told you Wojo's an awful tipper. I told you, and you didn't believe me.
I still don't. Because I've been with Wojo and I've seen what he tips before.
What about John?
Well, it's conflicting reports because I've been with Bob and he's tipped very well.
What do? Hold his hand while he signs the bill?
No, because there's been times where, you know how Wojo will beg for pizza sometimes on air, which he's done?
No, because I don't listen to him.
Sometimes there's been nice people that have brought pizza here, and I've gone to the front door here and grabbed it, and Wojo will give me a good amount of money to go tip them.
What kind of place are we operating? What is this?
I know why. That's probably a healthy tip because he didn't pay for the pizza.
They're
bringing the pizza to him.
And first of all, Powers has lost cabin pressure on this place. I mean, this is unbelievable. He's begging. You got a guy at night who doesn't tip anybody. You got a host on the air who's begging for people to throw food in his mouth. What is going on here? I'm telling you.
To each their own, right?
He doesn't. I'm telling you, man. You know what I know, and you're protecting him because you like him, and he's like your work dad. Wojo is Andre Roberson.
That's surprising, man.
It's terrible, but it's the truth. And how dare you call caller John a liar?
Oh, I'm not calling him a liar. I'm just saying it differs from what I've seen from Bob.
So it sounded like to me. Let's go to Susan, 97.1. What's up, Susan?
Hi. Roberson was just wrong. Let's just put it that way. He should be throwing $100 bills to everybody.
Yes.
I'm a good tipper. I don't believe breakfast people should get a lot less money because they work at a cheaper rate. So I give them, if it's a $10 meal, I'll give them $5 for the tip.
Yes.
It's like the breakfast people work the hardest, it seems like, and yet they get tipped the less because 20% of that bill is a lot less than the people who work nighttime and bars and whatever. So I like to tip them better. But I had something happen to me at one of the local Mexican restaurants. We had 7 people, and we went in there, and they said they're going to add 18% gratuity to the bill. I said, I tip 20, so you want to add 18. It gets me sometimes when they do that. But at the end of the meal, the bill comes, and it's itemized, and it says 18% gratuity. So okay, you're charging me for it. So I brought it up to 20. But what gets me is if you don't look at that bill when you get your credit card to sign, they put pre-tip amount, the whole bill, pre-tip amount. It was like $80 or $97 or something like that. But that included the tip of 18%. I think some restaurants, though, you're trying to deceive somebody. You're paying already.
Let me tell you why they're doing it. I appreciate it, Susan. No, here's why they're doing it. Because more people are like Andre Roberson, the player for the Thunder, and a big group's going to roll in, and they're going to leave 38 cents on the table. They're going to make sure that big table, the La Mesa Grande, that you are going to go in and you're going to at least Because that server, table of 7, that's a lot of work that they're at least going to grab 18%. I don't have a problem with that now. Now, if you're a little bit liquored up on the tequila, you can't figure out what an itemized bill looks like, well, I mean, come on, then that's your fault. Come on. That happens to Sully sometimes.
Never.
Oh, please, you go to that little, what do you call it, that little hibachi joint where they squirt the sake in your mouth. You told me.
I do enjoy that place,
You tell me exactly what goes on. Mike, I couldn't see the bill. No, I don't know what was happening.
I will always leave a good tip. Like I said, 20%, unless the service is awful, then I'll leave 15. It's as simple as that.
I'll give you another one. Remember when Roy Williams for the Lions screwed the pizza guy? Yes. Hatchet, I know you do, Sully. I don't know if you do. Yes. I mean, that is same deal. You know how hard it is to be a pizza dude? You got people on a football Saturday, a football Sunday, they're ordering $50, $60 a pizza for a house of 10 or whatever it is. How do you not drop a $20 bill on the guy?
Who wants pizza?
If you can afford $52 in pie, how do you not leave $70 at the door? If the tip is going to break your balls, you shouldn't be eating the food. Same deal. You go out to the bar like Sully, right? You're out there, you're clanging bottles. Woo! Sparklers! If you can drop $150, don't sit there and act like you can't tip the people $30.
Of course. Yes. Obviously.
I tried to school Sully on this. The best thing to do in his case at these bars, start a house account, pay monthly.
Okay, stop. Sweet Jesus, stop.
I don't think I'm at that level, Roberto.
Take everything he said and erase it from your memory. My God, what are you, Norm from Cheers? 248-539-9797. Andre Roberson of the Thunder, $30 million goes out, $500 bill, $13 tip. I advocate more people are like that than not. What should happen to these people? We got the hot seat coming up, and we got some Chauncey Billups stuff, and you will not believe it. Where's Hatchet? Make sure he gets, wait a minute, get line 4, tell that person they cannot hang up. Major breaking news on a local celebrity, a person some of you view as God, allegedly an awful tipper. Get to it next. 97.1.